My name is Jeff, and I have over 10 years of recruiting experience, including 5 years at Google. In this video, we are going to cover how to finish your answers to interview questions. This is a critical topic that's not really being covered anywhere else, and the reason for bringing up this subject is in the first mock interview with my clients, I'm noticing their inability to finish strong with their answers, and this is really critical for success. So what I want to do in this quick video is cover a few different approaches. I think that each one is better than the next, but we'll go through all three because it's going to really be based on you and your comfort level when it comes to answering questions. So item one, the best approach, end with a specific follow-up or clarifying question. So if it's in the behavioral space, you've already created your example and you're going to know the specific target areas that you might want to talk a little bit more in depth on. Typically, those are going to be specific actions. Now, if it's more of an open-ended, scenario-based, or even an estimation question, you're just going to be thinking back over the question and saying, ooh, this is maybe an area that I wanted to cover a little bit more or be a little bit more specific about. But you're following up with that question that is really targeted. It's targeted for two reasons. One, if it's behavioral, it's targeted at really aligning what you believe the interviewer wants to hear. And then if it's open-ended, scenario-based, etc., it's covering your tracks. It's really making sure, okay, this item probably wasn't 100% clear for the interviewer. Let me spend a little bit more time clarifying it if they're willing to hear more. But it's a clear delineation and you've ended with a question, so it's a clear stopping point for your interviewer. Item two, and I still think this is a good path, not quite as good as the follow-up or clarifying question, is to talk about a learning. And this really comes in two parts. So you can talk about a learning and how you've applied it, which I think is the best way to talk about a learning. And then you can talk about a learning just in general. But when you give this learning piece, you're really ending with, this was really important as a process improvement for the organization. Or this was really important as a learning for me in the development of my career. Right? And those are clear stopping points for your interviewer to say, okay, it's time to move on. It's time for them to ask follow-up or clarifying questions, but there's a clear stopping point in there. And then the last item, and I think it's decent, again, I like the other two a little bit better, is to end with results, and that's your traditional STAR method. And so when you end with results, there's one area that I think is missing a little bit, and that's sharing kudos. Kudos is great. So if you got kudos from your direct lead, your skip lead, if you got kudos from another internal customer or client, you got kudos from an external customer or client, you're going to be finishing the interview by saying, look, it was an amazing experience, and obviously the results were A, B, and C. And lastly, the external client reached out to my skip lead and said what a great job I was. And that was so impactful because it really showed to leadership the good work I was doing. Again, with ending with the kudos, there's a clear delineation and you have come to an end. This natural end when answering interview questions, it's just really important because it shows a level of organization and assertiveness that not all of your competition is going to be showing. And so think about not only holistically how you answer the entire question, but coming in with a strong end is going to have the most impact, and it's really going to leave you memorable with the interviewer. I hope this short video helps. It's been something that keeps coming up with my clients, and I wanted to share it with a larger audience. Thanks so much and have a fantastic day. Thank you.